Yeah. So as I said, like this is a new technology. It's not a new. It's been around 2 years in the market when this Oracle Integration Cloud has come into the market. This is one of the good, one of the nice features which Oracle has developed just to integrate the system, different systems, whether it is a cloud-based system or on-premise systems. So which there are other, apart from other services are from other companies are also in the market, which does the similar job, such as you guys have heard about Bhumi. Hope you guys have heard about MuleSoft. There are many other competitors are there in the market who does the similar job. To integrate the different system in the market. So earlier we have as before going to before going to OIC, we'll need to understand what is the meaning of integration. Hope you guys, because we all are from the EBS background and we understand, like whenever we need to interact with a different system, whether it is a legacy system or a banking system or a third party system, if we need to exchange our data, we need to do some sort of a validation. We need to bring when we need to do some inbound interface or outbound interface. So the purpose is the integration. We do integrate with the multiple system. Whenever we need to send some data to the bank, and we used to accept some data from the bank acknowledgements and all, where sometimes we used to do the keep sending the data to the legacy system. So we need a concept called integrating those system so that business will keep alive, right? So from past few years, all the technologies and all the servers are started moving into the cloud. So now even the ERPs which are available in the market, they are also started moving into the cloud servers and all. So as we know that cloud is having three different flavors. One is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, right? Infrastructure as a service. We have a platform as a service. We have a software as a service. So, with the help of these three different flavors, whether it is an infrastructure, whether it is a platform, whether it is a software, all being moved to the cloud. and and as the ERPs, like for an example, we have the Oracle Fusion cloud application, right, which is a next version of ERP, where we have different ERP system as a Fusion, which they have applied the best properties from all the different ERPs available in the market. They try to mix into one and call it as a fusion that is completely into the cloud, and it is named it as a fusion, right? And so it is a complete ERP where where we don't have the access as a database. We don't have, so everything is itself on in the cloud. To the URL we can able to fetch, and we can do all sorts of activities which we used to do in the ERP, right? Is also similar to that ERP. So that Fusion is one sort of a SaaS, like software as a service. So similarly, there are multiple system which we move to the cloud. So, and to interact with those systems, we need one sort of a cloud-based tool which can help us to interact with the different system. So Oracle has come up with OIC, so Oracle Cloud Service. So in Oracle Cloud Service, again, there are three different features. One is called as a ICS, Integration Cloud Service, and second is called as a Process Cloud Service. Third is called as a Visual Builder Cloud Service. So these are the three different flavors which comes in OIS. Okay. So currently we what we will give a more focus on the ICS, Integration Cloud Service. Let me open my notepad so that we'll understand. You know. Yeah. So in OIC, when we say about the OICs, it has a three flavors. One is called as a process process cloud service. Second, we have a ICS, that is nothing but the integration cloud service. Third, we have a visual builder builder cloud service. So basically, these three are three different services which all combined into the OIC. Okay, but we basically focus on the ICS, which is nothing but the integration cloud service. So this process and visual builder, basically it helps us to build an application. Okay, I don't have much understanding right now about this particular feature. So basically helping to build the application. Okay, this is something related to the BPM. Again, the workflow sort of stuff, which I don't have much understanding as at this point of time. So I'll be also learning into these two technologies exclusively. So currently, what I have understand is ICS, Integration Cloud Service, which I have worked. Okay, so this is nothing but the integration to interact to different systems. Okay, and so this basically gives us a iPaaS, comes into the iPaaS flavor, nothing but the integration platform as a service. So this feature basically categorized into the iPaaS integration platform as a service to to help to interact with the multiple systems or at a time. Okay, so if I understand, so is a cloud-based integration platform from Oracle, and it offers a user-friendly web-based interface which basically quickly performs some basic mapping integration between the cloud applications. Okay, so as it is a service integration platform as a service set of automated tool, so you can understand, think it as a sort of a tool in the cloud. Okay, which has very easy, tools are available inside this particular ICS tool, where if you can able to map, these with the help of these tools, you can able to, create the source system, you can create the target system, you can, create the mapping between these two target and source systems. So basically it helps to, um, 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 uh, business to business enterprise, it's need to connect exclusively, and it is very easy to use that. It's just a process which we need to understand how to, it's kind of an automated system, automated tool, and we just need to know how to connect different system through this tool. That is what I understand about the OIC or ICS, Integration Cloud Service. Okay, from this picture you can understand, like there are multiple ERPs or tools are available or systems are available, and and these are the on premises systems like ERP, SAP, some legacy systems, and some of the systems which are might be in the cloud is a third party tools. To interact these sort of a tool, we need the integration, right? So these integration we need. So cloud has a one service called as ICS. You can able to connect these systems. Okay. So hope you can just have a understanding what the integration means here as a ICS. Okay. So for an understanding, I'll just say here that so few years back, as I said, like Oracle was not perceived as a strong cloud player, whereas nowadays, like there are a lot of applications as I tell you right now. Oracle, CPQ, which are well known in the market. And nowadays, even the customers around the globe is basically started using that one, right? So there is a strong need of integration on the cloud, because we keep on exchanging our data with the different systems. So here I would like to give one very good example. Hope you guys understand. Like we know, like just for an understanding, there is a client. If there is any client, right? Suppose it's a manufacturing client, any manufacturing client. So this manufacturing client, is of a car manufacturing, right? For an example, Toyota, right? So this Toyota basically might be using multiple system, right? So we all know this Oracle ERP, which we are working like R12 and all, very good in finance. Suppose this client is using finance for ERP, finance system, using ERP is using for the finance system, and maybe for Workday they are using the HRMS, where they might be finding their Workday is a good ERP solution for providing the HRMS, or maybe they are using some third system for banking system and all. You know, some other system or some barcode reading and all. Again, some system they are using, okay? XYZ system they might be using. So now this for car Toyota, if they wanted to do the manufacturing, they need all these systems, right? And and for an example, if we want to send some data to this manufacturing company, could be there could be another system, or suppose that ERP they are using for the manufacturing module for the manufacturing of this car. They are using the ERP, and now they want to send some data, items, details to the scanning this barcode into the third party system. They need the integration, right? So what we understand from our ERP background understanding about the integration is we need to do some kind of a outbound, right? We need to do some kind of a outbound.
Ghanshyam,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Can you please request other guys to put on mute? Sometimes it's quite disturbing.
I'll try to. Sure, I request everybody
Okay,
to be on a
thank you.
yeah, it's so that it will not be disturbing to others. Great, thank you so much. So what I'm saying is, so it will be like if we want to move some data from the finance ERP solution to some barcode XYZ system, we need integration called as a outbound, so that this barcode system can read those items, right? Then we basically called this as a outbound interface from the understanding ERP understanding point of view, right? Interface, outbound interface. So what are the details we basically need? So we need like what kind of a format it is, right? What is the format of the data which the ERP system is going to send into this barcode XYZ company, right? And then basically we also know to want to know that what is the frequency, like format could be a CSV, right? Then we could have the CSV, we could have the text file, then we could have some other fixed length, you know we could have the fixed length properties in the file which basically they are going to send. Now second, we should also know what is the frequency, right? We need to know like when this file would be sent, what frequency, whether it is a hourly base or a daily base or weekly base. So we should know the frequency of the file which needs to be sent, and then we need the source. We also need to know the source, right? Like what is the source of this, from where the data is coming, what is the target, where the data basically it goes, and the columns. We need to map these columns between the source and the target systems, right? And then last, what we also need to understand that what is the you know, how the data will be moved into the destination, right? Whether we need um, whether we need the FTP solution, or we need the file-based solution, like the data will be moved through the file, or directly the data will be going into the database. So these are the, few of the things, prerequisite thing if we will do the outbound interface, right? Similarly, for ICS also, guys, I request you to be on. Yeah. Yeah. So in the ICS also, it's the same concept. We need the connection. Okay. For an example, we need the connection. We need the source system. We need the target system. We need the map. Okay. This is the same thing which we will do in the ICS system also in the cloud. To and like we need to create the connection, we need to know the source, we need to know the target, we do the map. That's it. This is the overview of understanding the ICS which we used to do in the ICS system. So let's come back to our this one. So as I said, so it's uh, basically it's a cloud-based integration pattern from Oracle, and it offers a user-friendly web-based. So whenever we are saying, see, user-friendly web-based interface enabling citizen integrators quickly perform some basic mapping and integration between the cloud applications. So you can understand when they say a user friendly, it is so user friendly. You just need to know the process, how to connect the source system and the target system, and how to do the mapping. Okay. So yeah, by looking at this picture, I have added few of the picture just to give a more understanding, how the integration can happen. So whether integration can happen, we need the identity manager. See, whenever we log into the application, we need to identify ourselves based upon your role, based upon your credential. It will identify whether you are an administrator or you are a developer. Okay. And to interact, so it can interact, the interface can happen between the different systems. Whether it is a cloud based system, from this meaning, you can understand whether it is a cloud based, or whether it's a on premises or other parties, or if there is a customer code, any third party, we can able to interact the ICS with this tool. Okay. And we can exchange the data, we can do the automation on, not only exchange the data, but we can do automate the process. Okay. For an example, if from the source system there is some value is coming, and you want to do some sort of a change in that value based on like lookups and all, and then we can send into the target, that also sort of changes or modification can be done into the ICS tool. Okay. And there are a lot of integration tools are available in the market. For an example, from the Oracle, we have a ICS, Integration Cloud Service. We have a Dell Boomi, MuleSoft, Talent, Jitterbit, SnapLogic, Zapier. These are the some of the other vendors provided the integration, cloud-based integration, which does the similar job as a Oracle ICS does. Okay. In our last project, I remember they were using as a Dell Boomi as a third party, for the integration between the Salesforce and the ERP. They were using the Dell Boomi, because I had worked on. So I remember from the Oracle, they have come up with the ICS tools. Okay. So and for an example, we need to understand, right? Because the Oracle is also having a SaaS based Fusion ERP, where we used to do most of the inbound integration among the through the Fusion. Like if we wanted to send some financial data, we used to do through the inbound, like FDBI, like file based data import. If there is HCM data loader. We have a different data loader through which we basically does the inbound integration for Fusion, right? And then once your data will be there, like we used to, like suppose you wanted to, in ERP we used to have the supplier conversion, we used to have the customer conversion. In Fusion, if we wanted to have some sort of a data which you need to do the inbound, like supplier conversion and all, we used to do through the FBDI file based data integrator and all. Similarly for HCM, for any other specialized data loader, there are many ways through which we used to do the integration, inbound integration to the Fusion cloud, right? Similarly, who all are working with the Fusion might be aware about these sort of a file based data integration to the Fusion application. For outbound, what we have, like if we consider Fusion as a our parent ERP, and for the outbound we will be having a different reporting tools, right, like BI Publisher, OTBI, then financial reports and centers, and the web services. This is only related to the Fusion ERP, right? Now but this tool, like when I say OIC, so OIC I've already said there are three different flavors. One is a PVCS, one is a VBCS, and ICS. So I always mean ICS, okay, not the other two flavor which are there offering from the OIC. So in ICS, Integration Cloud Service, basically as I said, right, like it has also the build automated process builder. We have a visual builder. Three different things basically they also come up with in the OIC. So here we are only talking about this Integration Cloud Service, not the process builder, not the visual builder. Okay, these are two are different things for utilized for different processes. Okay, so they all are combined into OIC. So the different features, as I said, like process builder and visual builder, this is the repeated one. So basic overflow or basic integration flow in ICS is, we should have the source connection. We'll have the source connection. We have the target connection. So you can understand from this basic flow, we have a source connection, we have a target connection, and in between we have to do the data mapping. So it is so easy. Okay. I'm just telling at the overview, like if we will develop the some integration between the source and target, there could be a complicated process could be involved into that. But just to understand, it is easy to interact. It is easy to interact between the both of the things. Okay, one second. See, I have set this meeting for the 40 minutes. Okay. If it get disconnected, I request you to join with the same link so that we can continue further. Okay. There are many things here. What I would like to tell is, so we can able to connect through this ICS SaaS to SaaS integration. When I say SaaS to SaaS, means software as a service, in the cloud to cloud. If there are any system which are available in the cloud, so this ICS can able to interact or connect those systems which are available in the cloud, or also the system which are available on premises. Those system also can be configured through this ICS. That is what is the meaning of SaaS to on-premise integration. For an example, suppose the Salesforce is in the cloud, and this ERP, sales order ERP, like Oracle ERP, EBIS, are in or on premises. Then if we interact between these two systems, the ICS can able to perform the interaction, the integration between these two systems. That provision is also available. That I will tell you how it can be done. So they have come up with a one sort of a certificate called as a agent. Okay, that we will understand in a detailed way later point of time. Okay, so there are a lot of advantages. Just like they are saying, is a easy to configurable, provide drag and drop mapping tool. It basically use the adapter. So like when I say source and when we say target, how, so then definitely the question will come into the mind, then how these two will get connected. So there are a lot of adapters are in the picture. So these adapters like Facebook adapter, ERP adapter, Salesforce adapter, Right Now adapter. So they have come up with the adapter. So what adapter does it? It is easy. It's kind of a plug and play sort of a service, which Oracle has already built the those services and give it as an adapter into the ICS system, so that suppose you wanted to interact with ERP, you just need to select the ERP adapter and then you can connect to the ERP. Okay, if you want to connect to Facebook, you want to send some message to the Facebook from your ICS, then you just need the Facebook adapter. You don't need to know what is it's again in the features like the way we used to do the libraries. Similar sort of a functionalities combined together is built as an adapter. We just need to select the adapter, which system we would like to connect. There could be a scenario where adapters are not available, the system does not have the adapter. For connecting to those system, we should have we will be having the SOAP adapter and the REST adapter to interact the any custom application or any custom system which we don't which doesn't have the specific adapter. To connect to those systems and all, Oracle has come up with the SOAP adapter or the REST adapter. Through that, those adapters we can able to connect with those systems. So for an example, you can see here. So this is the source system, and this is the target system. So to just to connect these two, we need the adapter and the connection. Okay, as I said, adapter is used to create a connection in OIC, which interact with the end system. So we can create the adapter to connect to the target system, or so like as I said, Facebook adapter, ERP adapter, and those things. So adapters are basically a lot of functionality related to that system. Okay, so they those adapters are readily available in the OIC. Okay, so here for an example, as I said, like see CPQ, ERP, these are the adapters. Okay, messaging, SOAP, REST. So these two are basically a generic adapter. For an example, if you don't know how to interact with the custom application, then you can make use of these two adapter to interact with the custom application. Okay. So you can see these are the adapter, FTP adapter, file, Facebook, Eventmo, there are other adapters are also there, Google, Calendar, JD Edward. So all sorts of like whatever you say, everything is available in the OIC. Okay, NetSuite, Oracle Commerce, Oracle CPQ, database, right? Oracle EBS, cloud, HCM cloud, like all sorts of adapters are available. Okay, so through this adapter we can able to interact with those target systems. Okay, now in like for an example, uh, we need there are some style. Okay, for an example, in PLSQL, if we wanted to write some code, what is the way? So we need, so by understanding the business logic, we decide, the developer decide, like okay, we need 5 procedure, we need 3 procedure, one is for validation, one is for main procedure, and one is for or inserting the data into the table. Different 3 different procedure is required, 4 different procedure is required. So we basically design that how to resolve, how to insert the data, how to do the validation, how to do the inbound integration. Or you can also have the possibility, you can write in a one procedure everything, right? Similarly, so it is a style, it's a pattern which we basically decides based upon the business logic, so that it is easy for us, for the developer or the process to understand, or to understand the process, or code to understand for the by the developer. We used to design the procedures in that fashion. Similarly, here also in ICS, we have a different styles. Like for an example, we have a different style called as a I'm sorry, basic routing, publish, to OIC, subscribe to OIC, file transfer, schedule orchestration, app driven orchestration. So we'll understand little in the what is these three means is. So basically, when I say uh, basic routing, published to OIC, basic routing is simple. You can see here, this is the basic routing. So only the like source is there, target is there. You just need to connect. Simple. Okay. If the call is get disconnected because I have set it for 40 minutes, I request you to join back with the same link. It will work. Okay, it's around 2.5 minutes is there to this call will continue. Okay, because I have few other slides still to move on, and then we have a question and answer session. Okay. So yeah, as I said, the basic routing is a one sort of a pattern where you can just connect the source and the target. It's very simple. I could not say it's simple. When I say it's a simple, you don't need to have much, confusion. Like for an example, you just create one procedure and you write everything in one procedure. Okay, it's similar like that. Okay, when I say, app-driven orchestration. So this app-driven orchestration is again sort of a pattern where you have a source, you have a target, and in between you have a different sort of checkpoints checkpoints where you can include different systems. You can call the way we do does in PLSQL, right? From one procedure we are calling another procedure. Similar sort of features are given in app driven orchestration, where different multiple process can be implemented through the app driven orchestration. Similarly, the schedule orchestration is very similar to the app driven orchestration. The reason is the the reason is it is only scheduled. The difference is it is scheduled, like you can schedule it like it will does every week, every day, every hour. So the same pattern you can, if you wanted to design in a scheduled way, then you can go for the schedule orchestration. Okay, file transfer is again one pattern where you wanted to only dedicated to go for the one file to another file. Okay, and publish to OIC and subscribe to OIC is again one some sort of a pattern where you wanted to like there is, if you wanted to how can I say this, publish to OIC is you wanted to have some sort of a features and you wanted to publish those features. Those features needs to be consumed by some other vendors. Then you can go for the publish OIC if you want. And similar